Getting in the self-storage business today can be challenging. Many of the sub-markets are overbuilt, as we all know. So a good self-storage business strategy is more critical than ever. But what really makes a good self-storage business strategy today for the small investor? Well, let's talk about that. My name's Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Self-Storage Quick Start Academy. And what I do is I support the small investor who wants to get in the self-storage business or who wants to grow their self-storage business, strategically do so in a way that creates true wealth and a fulfilling career. And let's discuss what makes a good business strategy today for getting in the self-storage business. You know, the market is overbuilt in many areas or sub-markets. I can't do anything about that. Those are external factors. So what can I do? Well, I guess I could go into the warehousing business. However, that sector doesn't have the benefits and the advantages that the small investor self-storage has, and it's going through its own cycle. All industries cycle. They go through cycles. What will I do when there's too much warehouse available? And I've got a 100,000 square foot building and rental rates have dropped to $1.50 a square foot. What will I do then? So as small investors, what can we do? Well, what we do is we can control not where we are in the cycle, not what's going on with the economy. We can control what we do in reaction to what's going on with the external forces. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to just sit on the sideline and wait. In fact, it might be the best time to consider getting in the self-storage business. You've just got to be smart, you've got to be strategic, and you need a good strategy for doing so. A valid strategy is to wait and do nothing, and doing nothing is valid. But what will you do? Mutual funds, stocks, bonds? My coaching is, if you want to get in the self-storage business, let's do it, but let's do it strategically and do it intelligently. Let's create a good business strategy. But what makes a good business strategy? Well, I've talked a lot in my training about a good strategy, but like all good strategies, a good self-storage business strategy tells you who, what, where, when, and why. Maybe not in that order, but that's what a good strategy will inform you all along the way. Who, what, where, when, and why. Who? Well, and the training that I give anyway, the who is, what is your team? Who's on your team? Well, I know for many of us, the inclination is to say, well, it's me. But no, it's way more than you. I've never met a human being that can do everything that's involved in getting in or growing a self-storage business. You need a team. Now, your team is going to either be partners, vendors, or employees. I can't figure out another way. There may be one, I just don't know. Haven't figured it out. So you need a team to support you, and that team can consist of partners, vendors, or employees. I suggest a good business strategy informs you before you put your first or your next facility under contract, who your team members are, who's going to cover these areas. Now, you can cover a lot of them, but you're not going to be able to cover all of them. What areas am I talking about? Well, areas like finding the deals to look at. How are you going to control the deals? Who's going to write the contracts? Who's going to do your legal work? Who's going to do your accounting work? Where are you getting the money? Unless you're buying it cash, you're going to need money, either from bank, from investors, or both. Who's going to manage the facility? How are you going to manage the facility? Who's going to do the construction, if there's any construction involved in your strategy? How are you going to oversee the construction? If you've got partners, who's involved in the partner relationship? Who's going to do the asset management? Who's going to make sure not only is the facility running right, but the portfolio's running right? I mean, these are just some of the spaces that need to be covered, and no one person has the skill sets to do all of them. Yes, a team needs to be assembled, and a good business strategy assembles all or most of that team, so you're not scrambling at the 11th hour. Who? Next is what? What are you going to buy? What are you going to build? What type of self-storage product are you going to own? A good business strategy informs you of that. Are you buying mom and pops that you can automate and put on autopilot and then have a maintenance type person drive around on a route and do 2 to 3 inspections a week of the facility, cleanups, getting the units ready to go? Are you going to be buying or building 50,000 square foot or more institutional grade self-storage? A good business strategy informs you what you're looking for and what you're creating with your facility or your portfolio. Good business strategy also informs you of what your financial benchmarks are. As you're analyzing and looking at deals, what is a win for you and what's not a win? Is a 10% cash on cash return a win for you? The moment you can buy one and analyze one and realize that you can get to 10%, then that might be a yes. Whatever your financial benchmark numbers that you're creating for yourself, a good business strategy informs you of what those are, so you're just not out in the marketplace looking for a good deal. What's a good deal? Good deal might be 15% cash on cash return and a 20% internal rate of return over 10 years. Whatever benchmark numbers you create for yourself, depending on your why and your goals, your strategy will inform you of that. So that life gets simple as you start looking for self-storage facilities. I will tell you, when I got clear on my what, my self-storage business transformed. Where? What's your market area? Now, I will say in the self-storage business today, our market area tends to be a little larger than it may have had to be in the past. Now, the good news is with the technology today, it's much easier to manage people and facilities further away than it ever has been. Yes, you're going to need boots on the ground, but not as many boots and not as often in many cases as you used to, because of the technology and the automation that's available for us as owners. But the where includes what is your market area? What part of the country or what markets are you going to be having a presence in? When? Your long-term goals, your short-term goals. This all informs you how long you will be holding your self-storage facilities. If you're creating long-term cash flow or a legacy for your family, we're looking at long-term goals and we're making decisions that have a long-term impact. If you're looking to just get in, create some value, and then sell the asset, your decisions are going to be focused around what kind of value you can create in the next 3 to 5 years. And we're not focused on the 10-year viability of the project. We're trying to create some cash flow, some value, so we can reap that reward right now. Maybe it's a hybrid of both. But your win is how long will inform you. The win in your business strategy will inform you how long you're going to be holding it, and it will inform you what decisions to make along the way based on the term of your hold. And why? In my humble opinion, the why is the most important thing. Why are you getting into business? And let me give you a hint, it isn't the money. Everyone thinks it's the money. It's not the money. There's a lot of ways to make money. What will the money provide you? What do you think the money will provide you? In the boot camp we just did, we went 7 levels deep. Most people want to get in to create money, create cash flow, steady cash flow, create net worth. Okay, why do you want to create cash flow and net worth? Peel back the onion, go deep, get to what the real reason is for you to get in the self-storage business. That's going to make a big difference for you. Look, your business strategy, as you learn more and as you get into business, as the external factors change in the landscape, all of that, your business strategy is going to evolve. Typically, your why doesn't. Your why remains constant. And when things are changing, when you hit road bumps, when there's challenges in front of you, your why is what keeps you moving the ball forward. In my humble opinion, the business strategy is it. Most people I see who fail to launch and get in the self-storage business, fundamentally what happened is something wasn't clear in their strategy, and it became very difficult to make decisions and to pull the trigger, and it just became easier to go do something else. Create a solid business strategy that addresses who, what, where, when, and why. That will inform you all along the way as you get in, as you run, and as you grow your self-storage business. Yes, it's going to evolve and change. Your why won't. Without an emotionally charged reason to burn the calories we've got to burn to get in the self-storage business, my experience is most people fall off. I can often tell when I'm talking with people I'm working with and I'm going over creating a business strategy, what I see in their face or hear in their voice is, okay, I'll do this, but when am I going to get to the good stuff? Your business strategy is the good stuff. Without a solid business strategy, your chances of success have diminished exponentially. Without the fundamentals in place, nothing works well in life. Your business strategy is the fundamental building block for your entire self-storage business. In my humble opinion, that's what a good self-storage business strategy does for you. So thank you very much. My name's Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Storage World Analyzer. That's the financial modeling tool that we use to analyze self-storage opportunities as we get in the self-storage business and grow our self-storage business. You can find out more about it at creatingwealththroughselfstorage.com. Click the Storage World Analyzer tab or go straight to storageworldanalyzer.com. Thank you very much, and I look forward to being with you next week. I'll see you then.